Tell us a bit more about the community champions. They sound fantastic.
Yes, I think this is a really excellent initiative because, you know, the coronation really is all about renewing that covenant, that contract between the crown and the people. And this is, I think, is a really good way of symbolizing that. The British Empire Medal, I should perhaps explain, because people get very confused about all of these things and don't hear of these things. You have the Order of the British Empire, everyone knows, which has 5 levels: Knight, Grand Cross, Knight Commander, Companion, CBE, Officer, OBE, Member, MBE. But below that, you have this, since 2012, restoration of the British Empire Medal, which recognizes contributions to the community at a local level. And so this really is genuinely giving local communities a presence at the coronation, which I think is excellent. As you had in your news report earlier, you've got people like Max Woozy, this boy who got into the Guinness Book of Records for sleeping outside in a tent for 3 years to raise money for his grandmother's hospice. Another couple who ran a lockdown Meals on Wheels food delivery service. So really actually ensuring that the unsung heroes of Britain actually get due recognition. And the monarchy, of course, is so closely associated with voluntary organizations, with charitable organizations, from Barnardo's to St. John's Ambulance to the Boy Scouts. That's the backbone of England, actually. And it's a really core part of our civic national identity. So it's very good that it's being recognized here. And it's something which is quite unique to Britain and the Commonwealth. All of our charitable and volunteer organizations, you don't really find them so much outside of the Anglosphere.
Yeah, Rafe, and we actually have a couple of the lucky recipients on the show later, so stick around for that. But can you give us a flavour of the types of people who've won, aside from Max Woozy? There's a guy, for example, who used his distillery and stopped making booze and started making hand sanitizer, inspiring stories of people who've been helping to get food to people during lockdowns. What other kind of people are getting that lucky invite?
Well, lots of people who've been engaged, particularly during the pandemic. So a lot of NHS workers are being involved in this too, most notably. But you're seeing people who are running remote services. It's quite interesting, actually, how much of this actually are new ways in which communities can be reached and connected to by voluntary organizations, showing that the developments that have taken place over the 70 years since we had the last coronation, but also a very clear and important role being given here to organizations like St. John Ambulance and others who are providing emergency services, not only during the pandemic, but particularly also during the coronation. And also 400 viewing platforms being created at St. Margaret's Church next door to the Abbey, so that 400 young people, symbolizing the future of Britain, who are connected to so many of the organizations with which the royal family are associated, the Prince's Trust, for example, but they'll be able to have their own private viewing next door to the Abbey. It's just a shame, I think, that the Abbey is only restricted to 2,000 people this time, compared to the 8,000 that were there in 1953 on tiered seating. 70 years later in 2023, surely we have the technology to at least have allowed maybe 5,000 people to attend, because there are so many deserving organizations who should be present.
OK, Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, thank you for joining us on this Holy Saturday, and have a happy Easter. Thank you.
Thank you.
OK.